I'm way more into the artistic side of it, like the art side of it, as opposed to the tattooing side of it. I just like putting tattoos on people. You know, I think that when somebody can wear something that's like a piece of art, you know, like almost like taking an oil painting and just wrapping it around somebody's body is really, really cool.
Singing all the songs you knew.
What would you say to somebody that didn't view tattoos as art?
Everybody has their own opinion. Tattoos aren't for everybody. They're entitled to their own opinion. That's really all I gotta say about that, without getting profane.
I mean, I think that most people probably do view them as art. You know, you're gonna have grandparents and stuff now that maybe came from a different time.
Not an art form we appreciate.
If they are artists, they're at a low rank among artists.
I wonder about the health reasons. Infections from the needles, or licensing these places. Are they all licensed?
As I told my daughters, don't have tattoos. And if I had any influence over my granddaughters or grandsons, I would tell them, don't have any tattoos.
I think that generation just kind of sees it as just scarring your body.
My parents, who are in their late 70s, think it's horrible.
My grandparents would probably not at all be cool with it. It's defiling your skin.
I'm not either pro or against tattoos, really. My mom really hates tattoos, so I mean, she would kill me if I ever got one.
My dad was very against it and said he wouldn't pay for college if I got a tattoo. I think I might still feel some of that stigma though, and that might be something I kind of picked up from my parents.
It certainly seems like a lot of rules about the way people can behave have perhaps loosened or at least changed, and I certainly noticed many, many more tattoos than when I was younger.
It's a lot more socially accepted now. It's not just for sailors and bikers and badasses. And now that it's becoming more mainstream and televised, it's not as taboo.
I think we're losing part of our Puritan aspects to us, where we're becoming more open as a society.
I think we're just outgrowing a lot of cultural normativity.
Like the rest of world changes, it's becoming more and more acceptable.
People are more willing to sort of treat their body more like a canvas.
And it's become a form of expression, it's become a form of art. And it's not purely aesthetic, it's also artistic, and because it has artistic merit, it can be normalized.
Da Vinci, Raphael, they were given commissions by patrons and then painted things. So it's like no different than you walking into a tattoo shop and saying, this is what I want, and then they'll create it for you. It's just a different medium.
You have to be really creative, especially when people come in with their own concept of what they want, you know, and to be able to execute that, I think that's really cool.
Because they have to design it, frame it on your skin.
Anyone can paint, but to go ahead and work on the human body, now that takes a little bit more finesse.
I think people use tattoos for different reasons. Some of them are reminders of events, others are as full-blown art pieces.
I think that like all tattoos are art because I think it's an art form, but that said, they're shitty art.
They're working in a medium that has been maligned.
I feel like if you start branching art into everything, then it loses some of its meaning. So I tend to reserve art in like a complex piece of music or maybe a beautiful painting on a canvas rather than ink on skin.
I mean, I've been an artist my whole life, whether it's been painting or sculpting or, you know, anything having to do with art. Most of us are all artists before we were tattoo artists.
I've been drawing since I can remember.
You exert so much like mental focus and energy when you're tattooing for like 8 hours a day.
It doesn't necessarily matter the education background as much as the will and the talent to do it.
he's like an artist with his paintbrush. I feel like that is what this tattooer is doing. He's working on you as a canvas and is trying to make the best piece of work possible. I don't think people necessarily acknowledge tattooers for their ability to create something new or work on something new.
I think 30 years from now, I won't be alive, but if I were going to be alive, I would buy up businesses that took off tattoos.